All right, welcome back, everyone. We're going to be playing some more Pioneer today, and I'm trying to pick the deck that I'm going to play at my RCQ this weekend. And I was thinking of sleeving up Blue-White Control, but then I saw this list posted on Twitter by Oaf McNamara, retweeted by Fire Shoes, of course, the inimitable. And yeah, this looks pretty cool to me. Dimir Control, and normally you would think my first thought looking at this deck was, okay, why black instead of white? Because white gives you access to Dovin's Veto, it gives you access to Teferi, it gives you access to the Wandering Emperor, and a lot of the cards in this deck seem to be they don't stack up, right? So you have 4 copies of Fatal Push, which is a nice card. You have Thought Seizes, you have Meathook Massacre, which doesn't really see a whole lot of play, and you have Deadly Cover Up, and that's what you get in exchange for your white cards. You also get, I guess, Hive of the Eye Tyrant in the mana base, and Restless Reef as well. But I think the actual point of this deck is that it's kind of Dimir cantrips in a weird way. There's a lot of 1-drops in the deck, right? Look at the number of Thought Seizes and Fatal Pushes, and you have Cling to Dust to fill your graveyard, and Censors that you can cycle away. And that lets you use cards like Dig Through Time to the max. You can abuse the Delve cost there, because you can cast this probably as early as turn 3 if you're really trying, especially if you're milling yourself. And also, Meathook Massacre is kind of sneaky good in the deck too. So being able to kill your opponent's stuff and gain life that way is kind of, having played with the deck just a little bit before, it's really nice to have this life gain. And the Dimir control lists also get to run Narset, and I have found that this deck feasts on Lotus Field. So when I play Lotus Field and I run into blue-white, I'm happy. When I'm playing Lotus Field and I run into this, I'm pretty sad. But I think the main reason to go with this deck instead of blue-white control, and I haven't decided yet whether that's what I'm going to do, is that Pioneer, more than most, is a very heavily play-draw dependent format. So if you win the die roll, the initiative that you get from getting the first move is enormous. And if you've played any amount of Pioneer, then you know. And black just has better interaction on turn 1 than white. So in white, you have what? You have March of Otherworldly Light, Portable Hole, I guess, which you're probably not playing. And here you have Fatal Push and Thoughtseize. And those allow you to kind of mitigate the harm of losing the die roll, because you are getting to take a meaningful action before your opponent's turn 2, which is usually why you start to fall behind. So I think that that's the main appeal of this deck. Otherwise, it's mostly what you would expect from a Dimir control deck. You do have one Change the Equation as like a fun gotcha in the main deck. Oh, Deadly Cover Up has exceeded my expectations. Being able to Wrath, Abort, and Surgical Extraction something, particularly when you're filling your graveyard with 1-drop spells, is really nice. Being able to Surgical Extraction someone's Amalia, for instance, means that they don't get any more graveyard, like recurrent from the graveyard shenanigans to kill you. And obviously up against Phoenix, it does the same thing. So it's a pretty nice card to have. But yeah, overall, I think the sideboard probably needs some work. I think I would change this around. I think Kalidas is just like an awful Magic card. I also don't like the Jace Friends Prodigy, especially in the sideboard. I think I would probably err on the side of a little more stack interaction, because you've definitely got the creature side worked out with the extra passive peril and the Meathook Massacres. Maybe Jace and the Sea Shark should be replaced with like a couple Damping Spheres or something. I don't know. Anyway, that's going to be it for the intro. Let's hop into some games and see how the deck does. Okay, get to be on the play here. And we have Mystery Box of a hand, but I think that's kind of what we sign up for with this deck. Opponent down to 6. All right, and they keep. So we'll start with Hive of the Eye Tyrant and pass. You never know, maybe there's something we want to Fatal Push on one, but I kind of doubt it. If they have like turn 1 like Monastery Swiftspear here. Okay, so we're up against Amalia. I was going to say, if it's turn 1 Monastery Swiftspear, then I would like to Fatal Push, because then I want to be able to be free to deduce next turn, but I guess I still kind of am. If next turn they play Amalia, they get 1 Explore trigger, and we still have Fatal Push available the following turn when they can actually kill. So this is the nice thing about being on the play. So play Clearwater Pathway. No reason to cast Deduce right now. make them think. And then, we'll also have an idea of what kind of trouble we're in. If it's turn to Amalia here, then they're threatening the turn 3 kill. If it's turn to Wild Growth Walker, then it's less of an emergency. It is, in fact, Amalia. So with the life gain trigger on the stack, we can just kill Amalia here. But I don't think I want to. I think I want the instant speed interaction. Opponent found a Mana Confluence. And we'll go to end step. The other thing is that killing Amalia now, if they have another one in hand, lets them replay the second one. Whereas, because it's a legend here, it's stuck in their hand for a little while longer. And also, this is just more mana efficient. Find a dig through time. Alright. And another deduce. So now we're in a position where we can both deduce and fatal push. They play the Mana Confluence. So Selfless Savior's here, and that does kind of force us to act in one way or another. I think we have to fatal push Amalia now. Because if they resolve the Savior and then play Wild Growth Walker, then we're dead. So I think this has to happen now. Okay, so now I think the name of the game is to dig deep for a sweeper of some kind. Here's Fauna Shaman. So there is a world where they can go off with Amalia next turn, but I do not believe there's a world where they can kill us next turn. Is there a functional difference between cracking the clue and deduce? I think there is. I think because I don't want to discard to hand size, I want to cast the deduce here. Find Shieldred's Edict, which is, not the best card in the matchup. Okay. I think I'm going to play the Pathway on blue and see what happens. I guess the other reason to play Deduce last turn instead of cracking the clue is it's another card in the graveyard to cast Dig Through Time. So here we're kind of rolled up, right? We're equipped with Otawara to bounce anything through the Selfless Savior protection. We have Dig Through Time to eventually find the board wipe or the Meathook Massacre we're looking for, and we have, the hard counter spell to keep anything too bad from happening. Attacking with the Fauna Shaman instead of fetching with it is interesting. Am I willing to... They're not representing Chord. Am I willing to draw discard 2 or draw discard 1 with the 3 steps ahead? I think the answer is no. Let's start by cracking a clue. Find second negate. Alright, I mean, that's obviously not the best. I think the Shieldred's Edict is going to be worth more if we eventually find the board wipe. But we are hard up on that for now. Jeez. Alright, so if we play Island and they do nothing, then we have Dig Through Time mana. Do I think I'm going to be able to not react to anything at all on their turn? I have to be worried about them digging for like Aetherflux Reservoir too, so these negates are not dead. Yeah, I think I'm going to play the Island and say go. This threatens to animate the Hive if they go to attacks. It'll just, eat the Selfless Savior if that happens. I have no intention of actually doing that, but they have to at least consider it. Alright. I think we can still take another hit. Yeah, I think taking a hit is very much worth it if we get to resolve Dig Through Time. Here they can chord X equals 1, which I don't think helps them. Alright, that is an awful, awful lot of land. I'll take a Deluge and probably Censor. That was a very good Dig Through Time in the sense that it put 5 lands to the bottom. Now we're tapped out. Do they have actions? Nope. And we found yet another land. That is bonkers. So we have Negate for Coco here, which is pretty clearly what they're playing for. We also have Censor for it, realistically. I think given that I'm going to have to counter something and I want 4 mana left over for Deluge, if I don't have to counter another thing, I'm going to play the untapped island and say go. I have to discard something. I'll discard Edict, I guess. It's not super great against this board. Although I guess it is good against Amalia if she, nukes her own board. They didn't Coco there. I don't think I'm going to bite. We're going to have to act next turn, but for now. Man, just cannot find that Meathook Massacre to save our lives. I think I'm going to take... Cling and Censor. And I'm just going to keep digging. Man. Man, we stink. I promise there are board wipes in the deck. Yeah, can't realistically Thoughtseize here, so Cling to Dust puts us up to 6 if we target Amalia. Also slam the Shark, I guess, but I think I just have to play Restless Reef here and say go. See what happens. These negates are obviously no good. I mean, I don't need 3 anyway. Let's start by cycling a Shark. I think we start by clinging. Just to gain the life. And then we can Shark for X equals 2 if we want, but that leaves us pants down with no negate if they try to Coco. So maybe it is just Shark X equals 1, take 2. Could even take 3 and block the Selfless Savior, force everything to lose Indestructible. I think I actually kind of prefer that. I think we kind of have to do this. If we draw... I don't even know. If we draw like Fatal Push or something, I don't want this to be getting in the way. And oh my god, look at all these lands. We bottomed like 5, if you recall. 7 mana. Cling would cost 4. I think I want 8 to be able to cast multiple modes on 3 steps ahead. But it's not pretty. So now am I in to block with the Hive? Kinda think so. Sage of the Hive, alright. Unfortunately, even though this thins our deck a little bit, it does put all of those lands back to the top that we bottomed. But I think the extra mana is pretty good when we have Memory Deluge in the bin. Just like no lands left in the deck. I don't know, I guess that's not true. They have the Shipwreck Marshes and Field of Ruins. So we have 4 mana here. Do we have a use for 5? Not really. Go ahead and bounce Shaman, I guess. We're battling here, but I don't know. I'm sure I've mispiloted this in a few ways. Like, pitching that Edict may not have been right, but it kind of also looks that way just because I drew 2 more negates. I wanted to hold 1 negate for like a Chord of Calling or a Coco or something like that. Opponent considering going for 1 in their end step, I guess. Thinking better of it. So 8 mana, optionally 9. Cling on the Selfless Savior puts us up to effective 5. So 4 down to 4 more. I think I want 2 counters available, I guess. I think I am going to play the Field of Ruin. Gonna have to start playing a little quicker too. Because even if I stabilize, it's gonna take a while to actually close out the game. Sentinel of the Nameless City. I think I'm down to counter that and loot. So this will cost 2 for... Get rid of that Thoughtseize, doesn't seem to be doing much. Yeah, we're battling. No cocoa for you. That's perfect. Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Possibly 10. Cling costs 4, which would take us down to 6, which would not let us cast Deluge. I think there's a reasonably good chance that we are going to have to cast Cling. Let's start by casting Deduce. Like, there's a chance we find another... another dig through time, I was going to say. But how about more land? How about a Thoughtseize? Yeah, okay. I think I'm going to do this now because I don't want them casting Rally in response. Maybe I shouldn't have fetched with Besage. Maybe I should have left those lands on the bottom. They still have 3 cards in hand, by the way. Yeah, Amalia's tough because we are at a life total now where we can't target her. So it is board wipe or bust at this point. Gone through over half of our deck without finding one. Found a bat. Problematic. Suppose I can field them to shuffle away that bat if I need to. Oh, they binned it anyway. Okay. Cord. Oh. Yep, eat your heart out. Yep, enjoy. At least they got to see my hand. How much mana do I have? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Cool. And if allowed, we get to exile Amalia and search for their deck. Nice. Their hand is just a thicket. We have all of the remaining Amalias. I'll play a swamp and pass. Sure. Walker's fine. I think I'm just going to cycle the shark. Don't get me wrong, I considered slamming it, but we just don't have enough material in our hand to expect to make much with the shark, with the Typhoon. So now we just got to go into turbo mode. 2, 4, 6, 7. I think the shark stays home for now. Life total's a little too low that I don't want to get tickled by Wild Growth Walker here. Another one, sure. Right. Cycle. We'll cycle before casting. Oh, shoot. I thought I had more mana than that. Oops. I thought I had 7 left to cast the Memory Deluge from the graveyard. There's Dig Through Time. All right. Narset seems good. And Fatal Push seems fine. Double Fatal Push? Okay, now we're in business. That also seems pretty good. Pass. I think my opponent is at this point just done and is just trying to milk my clock. Chuck Typhoon seems great. Oops, didn't attack. Shit. Meant to attack with that shark, but I suppose it doesn't really matter because we're going to make an enormous Shark Typhoon. Okay, so now we need to win one of the remaining 2 games with 8 minutes on the clock. I think we could have gotten through that game a lot faster, but like we just had to be extremely careful because we drew very badly. So now Oaf McNamara has a sideboard guide that they posted on Twitter. And let's see what they say to do about Amalia. They say to take out 1 shark, take out 2 edicts, 3 censor. Wow. Okay. Narset I agree with. And we bring in Cut Down, Calidus, Path of Peril, Jace, apparently, and the Meathook. Some of that I agree with, some of it I'm not sure I do. Like, cutting the edicts seems kind of rough. Alright, play fast. Something I've never done before. Hand just has no interaction. Alright, don't love it. Okay. Cover up seems good. I am going to Thoughtseize, I think. And we find Amalia Coco Innkeeper. I think it's Amalia. Okay. Yeah, I guess it's just tap land go. They do have Coco mana here, but texture of our hand doesn't really allow us to do anything about it. I suppose I could have played an untapped mana and represented Negate, but yeah, they're just going for it. No Amalia hit. Just another Innkeeper and a Wild Growth Walker. If we find a Meathook, then that would be very good. Oh, never mind. Let's hit their Coco with the Cling. Try to find that Meathook or some other form of interaction. I don't think that counts. Alright. Yeah, just pass. I considered Field of Ruining one of their lands, maybe to like color screw them or to feed the graveyard more for dig through time. Okay, so they get to go off with Amalia. And the problem is that even though they can't kill me this turn, they can probably dig their way to Aetherflux Reservoir. Hits, then there's not much we can do. We would have to like top deck Negate basically exactly, all while finding an answer to deal with the 2020. So I don't know that it can be done if they find Reservoir. And they do. Okay. So are there outs, I guess is my question. The answer is no. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there is no way. Yeah, because there's nothing that... I only get 1 step, and there's nothing that kills Amalia and draws me the card I need to deal with Reservoir. So I guess I would just need like a kill spell for Amalia and then represent a counter, so maybe they chicken out. If this is a bat here, then I'm done. Okay, can't be a bat unless they're willing to crack the treasure. We're trying to convoke out. Yeah, they can't convoke Court of Calling here, right? They don't have enough green. I guess while I'm waiting for them to figure that out. Oh, okay. So it is a bat. So in that case, happy to concede. I don't want my clock to tick down anymore. I don't think there's any way to get out of that. Do I feel any differently on the play versus being on the draw? I think Kalidas is just such a bad Magic card. That's like a hot take. I know Pioneer players absolutely love this card. 4 mana do nothing when it touches the board feels pretty bad. You know what? I think I am going to audible. I'm going to trim Jace and Kalidas in favor of more instant speed interaction, because Shieldred's Edict would have been a perfect answer to them after they wiped their board with Amalia. Alright. Gotta go fast. Okay. Sure. Keep Mystery Box hand. Like I said, we like those. Also, it has Fatal Push to deal with an early Amalia threat. Or an early bat. And Cover Up is kind of the stones against them. Like, their deck just doesn't really function without Amalia. I do not think I am Fatal Pushing that. No, I really do not think I'm Fatal Pushing that. Dina is here. I think I'm fine losing 1 life here to be able to be mana efficient with Deduce. One Deduce begets another. And I think we just have to path here. This is intolerable. If they somehow find a way to get both, like get all 3 of Dina, Wildgrowth Walker, and Amalia and play at the same time while I'm tapped out, then so be it. Okay. So, interesting to see what they take. Probably Fatal Push, I would think. Yep. But all is not lost. That bat will die at some point. I promise. 3 steps ahead. Sure. Sentinel, whatever. That's fine. Let's see what we find here. Odawara is not bad. We like that. I think we have a little patience here. I think I want to wipe this board with Meathook, not Cover Up, because I want Cover Up to be able to actually exile the Amalias. Walker's fine. I think I'm happy to take 5 here. These seem good. So obviously, if next turn they rally back their graveyard here, and they get to bat my counterspell, and they have an Amalia, then we're in a little bit of trouble, because they'll have Aetherflux Reservoir, and we won't have a counterspell to deal with it. Playing Sentinel is a sad thing to have to do. I don't really want to be doing that. We know Thoughtseize is coming now. Given that, let's try to screw them. Not actually screw them. Shoot, I left myself with only 1 black. Well, anyway. Now we can kill Sentinel with this Fatal Push. And if I need to, I can Field of Ruin, fetch a Swamp. Fatal Push again. Tamio's safekeeping, huh? Okay. Prosperous Innkeeper is on top. I think I'm still okay taking 5 from this. End step. End step, I guess I'm cracking the Field of Ruin if they don't do anything. They found a bat on top. So now I think we have to do this. Oh, actually, they put the bat into the bin. This may be wrong, actually, come to think of it, because now they have 4 mana for a Coco. Yeah. Probably a mistake there, not thinking it through all the way. Another one. Sure. Shipwreck Marsh. Sure. It's an odd creature. They have 1 card in hand. Coco? If it's Chord, I'm okay with that. Okay, so Chord X equals 1. To find a Lunarch Veteran. Sure. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not quite enough to jam Shark Typhoon and have 3 steps ahead open. So, just chill. I should have left 3 open for 3 steps ahead. I don't know why I overpaid. Okay, so if they fetch Amalia here, we get to Deadly Cover-Up, and we are not in any trouble really at all. If they fetch a bat, yeah, okay. Come on, Magic Online. Okay, gotta go real fast here. I think we are in a winning spot now, but we need to actually, you know, prove it. I still have 1 card in hand, see if we can bait it out. Chord, sure. Oh, that's cute. Sure. Now we're going to be at a point where we can start animating creature lands, and hopefully that ends the game quickly. You know what? We have 3 steps ahead for any shenanigans. Sure, it's fine. I was going to play Kalitas, but I think actually I just do this. And now we're there, right? Just attack with both lands. Maybe I don't quite have enough. Yeah, 1 short. All right, we're there. Okay, we got there. At long last. Kind of sad that game one ended up taking so long because this was down to the wire, but I'm hoping it was entertaining for you guys. I think my opponent was also under some pretty big time pressure. They could have made my life harder at the end. All right, on to the next one. Okay, on the play. Okay, opponent reveals Yorion, so we're up. Opponent reveals Yorion, so we're up against 5-color Niv Mizzet, probably. Hammy apparently does not like 5-color Niv Mizzet, but we can keep this hand just fine. Yeah, start with Shipwreck Marsh and pass. Sorry about the dog barking, guys. I don't know how much of that you could hear and how much you couldn't. Ooh, Isolated Chapel from the opponent. I feel like they don't usually run that one. Oh, shit, I should have played Hall. Too busy talking and playing at the same time. Hopefully that doesn't punish me. Yeah, I don't think the 5-color Niv lists usually play Isolated Chapel. Am I wrong? Okay. Maybe they do now. Maybe they always did. Who knows? I guess we'll play the Hall now. Probably did not end up mattering. Stomping Ground tapped. Cast another Deduce. I think what I've learned is that it's better to cast the Deduce than crack the Clue almost always. Swamp Pass. Still don't quite have enough to dig through time yet, but we can make a Bridge Shark and cycle it for X equals 2. Or we can crack some clues, but I think I actually want the Shark Typhoon in the graveyard. Found another Shark Typhoon, that's great. I think I want more blue, but it's tough to say. And now, if they do nothing, we do have exactly enough for dig through time. Abrupt Decay on my Shark. You got it. It's dead. So I have to be a little concerned about Bring to Light here. Fetching Niv. Instead, it's just buying Yorion. Now I think I'm pretty happy to... They don't have Dovin's Veto represented. I think I'm happy to dig through time. Because I think I need a counterspell pretty bad to deal with Bring to Light when it happens. Can't find it, but we do find a Thoughtseize, which I will take. And probably a Hive. Alright, let's see what's up. Clarion, Bring to Light, Helix Binding, Yorion, and just actual Niv. That is a tough one. They do have 5 colors as well. How scared am I of Niv? If they cast it, they get a bunch of cards, sure. They have to discard several of them to hand size. I think I'm going to put the Niv in the graveyard, because if there's a world where they don't Bring to Light next turn, I can maybe find a way to Deadly Cover Up, exile all the Nivs. Yeah, I think I'm just going to play Hive here. Rather than try to jam Narset. Opponent resists the urge to Lightning Helix my face. We do know that it's not safe to jam the Shark Typhoon, because there's a Leyline Binding. If I can get the Shark to an X4... Wow, they're not doing anything? That's crazy. Okay. Play Narset. I guess they Leyline Binding Narset here, but if they do, I don't think I'm that sad. We always have Otawara to bounce it back for a fresh Narset later. Alright, yeah, sure. And Helix and Narset, that's fine with me. Still a 2-for-1. Speaking of 2-for-1s, here's a Dig Through Time. Have to discard. I don't think this Fatal Push is going to be doing as much good. It's kind of funny. Discarding that gives us exactly enough to dig through time if we want. But I still think we're gonna deluge here. Okay. Start with Field of Ruin, and I guess no reason not to just Fatal Push the Goblin now. They have not... They're still stubbornly not casting that Bring to Light. There goes the Clarion. I guess I should move this over here so it doesn't block the stack for you guys. Is it finally time? No. It's not. It's just Yorion. Alright. That's fine. I'm okay with this. They can blink Fable if they want. Let's start with the Deuce. Find another land. Alright. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Shark Typhoon seems good. Thoughtseize is the answer to the Bring to Light. So is Negate. I think I want the Thoughtseize. It's cheaper, and I don't feel like I'm super under threat. We have 8 cards in hand. We would go up to 9, 10 if I crack this clue. I think I'll leave the clue in play. Okay. So we can Meathook up to, well, for x equals 5 if we want. So that would leave 2 mana left over, which doesn't feel all that great to me. Or we can just Meathook the Goblin Shaman and then Edict the Orion. Actually, we can always just Edict the Orion, right? Yeah. So I think we just chill. But I will Thoughtseize you. Lila Undefeated Slickshot. When you cast a multicolored instant or sorcery from your hand, exile it. If you do, it becomes plotted. That's annoying. But we can answer creatures. I think Bring to Light's card. Alright, pass. They pitched Fabled Passage and Blood Crypt. Kind of want to save the Meathook for when the Fable flips. I think I'm going to actually have them sack... Wait, this doesn't have flash, right? No. I'm just going to have them sack the Orion. This might also make them think I don't have a sweeper, when in reality it's just that I don't want to spend 7 for my sweeper. That can resolve. Find Censor, alright. Happy to cycle that one away, I think. The gate seems good. Yeah, we'll just untap here. Oh, well, let's try to mana screw them. I guess that means we'll hit the Jetmir's Garden. Just to turn on Revolt so that we can kill Lila with Fatal Push here. Try to clear the mana pool, I guess. And this is just something I don't want to tolerate. Okay, so they got no value off of it. Pretty happy with that. 2, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, not into jamming the Shark Typhoon yet. We can always Memory Deluge on end step if need be. Or if allowed, anyway. And then Meathook Massacre, x equals 2 the next turn. Yeah, no blocks. Sure, end step. It's Deluge time. Don't really fear anything at instant speed out of them. Another Deluge seems good. Thoughtseize always is nice. I can Thoughtseize away the Leyline Binding and then jam a Shark Typhoon if I want. Yeah, I'll take Thoughtseize. So let's start there. Alright, so Bring to Light, Binding, Binding, Collapse, Vanishing Verse. Alright, so we are very not jamming the Shark Typhoon, is what I'm getting from this. So we'll just take Bring to Light. Nothing else does anything. Now we can Massacre x equals 2 with no concern. Are you kidding me? I did it for 1. Oops. So, like, the thing is, I can Otawara to try to bounce it back, but then they can Binding it. Oh, that sucks. Okay. It's gonna be harder, I guess. Let's try to cycle this shark. It's almost certainly gonna get Vanishing Burst or Binding or something. So I think actually, yeah, X equals 3 to force that, I think is fine. Obviously, their hand is just all answers to shark tokens, but yeah, Binding resolves. All right, can't screw this one up. We can probably find a way. All right, Field of Ruin, Extinction Event, pay its cost. Name Odd. And I think pass. And we can Otawara the Goblin Shaman if we feel like we're in some trouble. And in fact, yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Because it leaves us with this convenient 4 mana to cast Deluge with at the end of the turn. Alright, so Field of Ruin. We have 2 negates to protect our shark now. But I don't feel the need to act quite yet, other than, you know, my clock's down to 13 minutes in game 1 again. So I think I've learned my lesson from game 1 or from match 1, and I'm going to try to win this game faster. And by that, I mean jam Flashback Memory Deluge. Okay. 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 mana. I'm just going to hardcast the shark. You have to. You have to. So it's utterly transparent that I have these counterspells, but I don't think there's much they can do about it. Okay. Pillage the Bog has been plotted. So they have 1 card in hand, and we know it's Molten Collapse. Yeah, I mean, I guess this isn't... At this point, I'm just trying to end the game quickly, because we have the game won. So really what this game is about now is just preserving my clock. Yeah, you know what? Actually, this is pretty sick, right? This with Shark Typhoon in play. Oh, does this affect the CMC or not? I actually don't know. No, it doesn't. The CMC still won. That's disgusting. Probably had lethal if I animated a land. So... Oh, I guess I passed. I could have, I think, cover-upped. Yeah, I could have cover-upped on my turn to create a shark, kill 6 sharks, and kill them. I don't have any way to enable Revolt. Clothis. Sure. Who cares? And now we can just attack with the team? They're hellbent? Cool. Alright, so we got there. This time was better. Last time we had around 8 minutes left. Now we have nearly 11, so we're getting better at this. Okay, so sideboard guide is telling me to get rid of For Fatal Push, which I agree with. It's telling me to get rid of an Extinction Event, which I agree with. And a Meathook, which I also agree with. And instead bring in Jace. Dispute. Go blank, blot out, and the Seed Shark. Did I miss something? Oh, alright. I just assumed it wanted me to bring the Seed Shark in. I got ahead of myself. Nope, apparently not. Alright, so again, we need to play quickly, which is the thing that you guys know I am very good at. Okay. Mystery Box hand. This, I think I'm willing to keep. It's nothing inspiring, but... I think I'm going to lead on... I think I'm going to lead on black, actually. In case they play something that I can cling. Just cycle this away. It's like, it's just not a great card. Beans. Alright. Alright, we'll play out the ball, and now are we jamming Jace or not? I don't see a reason not to. That's a lot of beans. We don't have a great way to answer enchantments. Let's start by activating Jace. Yeah. I feel like I'm going to pitch this cover up. And no particular need, I don't think, for blot out. I think I can just get away with playing a tap land. Alright. So 4 mana, shocking in. We just untap. See if this pressures them into doing something. I'm going to pitch the blot out. Play the Marsh and just say go. The problem is that, like, a lot of... Like, their Bring to Lights are going to draw them 2 cards. And there's just nothing I can do about that. Vanishing Verse. So which is better here? Negate or change the equation? Change the equation hits big creatures. Negate hits big non-green spells. I don't think there are many big non-green spells. Other than, I suppose, their own counter spells. But change the equation hits those too. As long as it's not like Mystical Dispute. These beans do make me feel the need to act. Alright, well. Sure. I guess you got him. Maybe that's why I'm supposed to hold Jace activation for their end step. If I can fill the graveyard and flip him. Actually, I don't know. Does he transform or does he exile and come back? Yeah, I just gotta make decisions quickly. Sitting back here on counters is a way to A, lose this game, and B, run out of time on my clock so I can't win game 3. So I think we need to force the issue. Okay. That's irritating. Yeah, this is just rough. Opponent got off to an excellent start. We couldn't interact with these on the play. I'm kind of concerned about another Notion Thief, but I don't know how many they play. So I hate this. Mystical Dispute right on time. Maybe I'm supposed to, like, animate the hall there. Tapping out seems very risky, but so does not tapping out. Yeah, at this point they have all the cards in the world. Countering that doesn't seem to accomplish much. We just need to kill them before it matters. Alright. 5, 6, 7, 8. So I don't quite have enough to do all the modes. Just doing this to increase the clock, and either it will work and we win, or it will not work and we'll still have a bunch of time to work with. Vanishing Verse, worst possible case. because it doesn't get disputed. I was hoping to win a counter war there. Yeah, I'm just going to scoop this up. Actually, yeah, I'm going to scoop this up. I feel like we are 0% to win there. I could have like run my opponent's clock down a little bit, but that's not particularly entertaining for you guys. Probably I would normally do that if I wasn't on the... Sorry, guys. If I wasn't on... Sorry, my phone went off and I needed to check. Yeah, all right. I think we just keep this. And we try to go very quickly again. We're in the same spot as we were for last game 3. Keep. I think I play the hall here just in case I draw hive. Alright, so here we are holding up negate if they up the beanstalk, because we, as you saw last game, just don't have a great plan for that. Would love to draw something relevant. A few too many lands. Ancient Cornucopia. That's fine. Yeah, I think I'm going to hold Jace here. I don't want to... If I get to their end step, I want to be able to deduce and not worry about Notion Thief. I guess I would have to worry about Notion Thief, right? Negate doesn't deal with that. Bring to light or Niv? Actual Niv. Alright. Let's see if we can find a counter that deals with that. Okay. That's bad. So they got Notion Thief, Veto, Vanishing Verse. So that means we draw our cards while we can. I actually think I'm down to do this. While they're tapped out. This is a card I'm not used to playing with. So, not collecting evidence there. I thought I was still going to get to Surgical and Niv. They have another one. If it's Bring to Light, I punted. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, in my head, this was going to be gone for good. Yeah, doesn't matter anyway, because they get to play Tybalt here, and I think the situation is a little too hard to come back from, unfortunately. Trying to play very quickly doesn't always go super well for me. We can bounce Tybalt and hold up Negate, and that might be the best we've got. Yeah, I mean, I guess. We know they also have Dovin's Veto, so... Negate isn't exactly the sturdiest of interaction. I guess at the end of the day, they do actually have to kill me in 8 minutes. They played my Field of Ruin. That's cute. Yeah, I'm happy to jam a Negate into this, I think. It's going to get vetoed, but that's one veto that's not going to be used on us later. Oh, no, it's not getting vetoed. All right. Shark Typhoon, they don't have veto mana available. Oh, screw it, shock in. And I think... Problem is, if I let them untap and I cycle Shark, they Notion Thief and get my card. So I think I actually just deduce now and crack the clue. I guess they did have... Oh, they didn't have veto mana, no. Cornucopia, but neither of these produce white or blue. I think I'll dig through time here. Probably gets vetoed. No? Okay. Thoughtseize and go blank, honestly? Yeah, go blank, yeah. God, it sucks so much. Like, that punt really, really hurts. All right. now after Go Blank resolves, we get to Thoughtseize. So we know they have an Ocean Thief. We have to play around that as best we can. Field target all. Alright. I mean, I've already kind of decided that if we win this game, it's going to be on the clock. We are way too far behind, I think, to come back. Alright, let's see if we can find a dispute. No. But Blot Out will work. And I'll take another counterspell. Maybe I should have also cast Cling to Dust there. Yeah, definitely also should have cast Cling to Dust there. Getting tired. These control games are long, and we have a recording session coming up for the Decked Out show. That's going to be like several days, and we've been running around trying to prepare for that. Yeah, I mean, eat your heart out, opponent. F6. So unfortunately, this Omnath also protects their Notion Thief from Blot Out. Oh, they just raw dog the Tibble. Yeah. I guess you have the mana to do that. But Blot Out does deal with Tibble now. So at least there's that. Can cycle the Shark, X equals 1 if they attack with the Notion Thief. As much as I don't want to. But I can't give them Narset, not without a fight. Yeah, this is going to give him a card, but I don't think there's a choice. At this point, we're just trying to cheese him out on the clock. Yeah, alright. Binding is a thing. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I mean, it's a Hail Mary now. Edict kills one thing, I guess. Yeah, probably just Shark Typhoon. And if they counter this, of course, we're just dead. Okay. They pitch the Notion Thief. We'll take 4. I get to Cling to Dust the Notion Thief, gain some life. Lightning Helix. Yeah, that's nice. Cute. Okay, well, good game. So these have been really long matches, and I think that you've gotten a pretty good taste for the deck, and I don't want this video to be a million years long, so I think actually, even after just 2 matches, this is going to be where I'm going to leave it. Again, if you want these full leagues, let me know. I'm going back and forth on whether or not these videos should be full leagues or not, but if they are, then they're going to be like 2+ hours, even edited down. So I don't know what to do about that. Anyway, let me know what you thought. That is it for this video. Hit like if you like it, subscribe if you really like it, and I'll see you all next time.